What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Sports Talk Podcast. Today, I'll be talking about the NBA playoffs, conference semifinals, and my prediction on what's going to happen. Let's get into it. Start off the second round, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. The Timberwolves were able to take both Game 1 and Game 2 from Denver, and now they're getting ready to play both Game 3 and Game 4 back in Minnesota. I'm honestly surprised seeing the Timberwolves win both Game 1 and Game 2 in Denver. Thought the Nuggets was going to bounce back and win Game 2 so that way they can go to Minnesota with a tie series. The Nuggets are now in an elimination situation. They now have to go to Minnesota to win Game 3 and Game 4. This is not the same Nuggets team that we've seen in the first round. Both Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic had a horrible Game 2. It seems like even without Rudy Gobert, the Timberwolves defense is still elite. The Timberwolves were able to hold Nikola Jokic to just 16 points. He shot 5 for 13 and was 0 for 1 from the 3. Jamal Murray, on the other hand, only had 8 points. He shot 3 for 18 and was 0 for 4 at the 3-point line. The Timberwolves held the Nuggets to only 80 points in Game 2. It seems like the Timberwolves were making the Nuggets frustrated. The Nuggets coach, Michael Malone, was so heated that he walked onto the court and got into the ref's face. I'm honestly surprised he didn't get ejected. Jamal Murray also got in trouble for throwing a heat pack on the court. I honestly don't know what was going through his mind, but it seems like he was just frustrated. I guess the NBA just decided to fine him instead of suspending him for Games 3 and 4. Anthony Edwards with another monster game. He had 43 points in Game 1 and 27 points in Game 2. This team played great in the regular season and now is having a great playoff run. They are now 6-0 in the playoffs. They have yet to lose. The Denver Nuggets better get their act together. If the Nuggets lose Game 3, the series is most likely over. Moving on, we got the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. Even though I'm rooting for the Pacers to win, I really don't think they have a chance to beat New York. The Pacers did have a chance to steal Game 1 from New York, but somehow, some way, the Pacers were able to find a way to give New York the win in the end. The first game was highly entertaining. When I was watching the game, I thought the Pacers were going to win. I got so hyped when I saw that dunk from Aaron Nesmith over Mitchell Robinson.
In real time. Nesmith drives out. Oh, Aaron Nesmith!
Jalen Brunson with another 40-point game in Game 1. This man really stepped up his game after joining the New York Knicks. As much as I hate Brunson, I have mad respect for him. This man plays with heart and he plays to win. Tyrese Halliburton with another bad game. This man only had 6 points. He shot 2 for 6 and was 2 for 5 from 3. I think he's the only player on the Pacers who's not doing his part. He has to step up and play better in Game 2, or else this series might be over in 4. We'll see what happens tonight in Game 2. Moving on, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics. To be honest, before the series began, I thought the Cavs had a chance to beat Boston. But after watching Game 1, it looks like the Celtics are going to sweep the Cavs. The Celtics beat the Cavs 120-95. Jaylen Brown had 32 points. Derek White had 25. And Jason Tatum only had 18. For the Celtics, it doesn't matter if their best player has a terrible game, because they always have another guy to step up when they need him. For the Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell had 33 points. He was really the only person on the Cavs trying to win. The Cavs better get their act together in Game 2. It's more difficult to win a series down 2-0. Even though I really do hate the Celtics, I got them winning in 5. So it will most likely be the Celtics versus Knicks in the conference finals. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win that series. I have no idea who's going to win this series. It can go either way, but I do know that the series will go to 7. Our next and final series is the Dallas Mavericks versus OKC Thunder. OKC Thunder actually surprised me. I thought the Mavs were just going to sweep them in 4. But the Thunders came to play and they were able to take care of home court. This series might be better than I thought it would be. SGA with another MVP game, having 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Luka Doncic, on the other hand, had a horrible game. Luka only had 19 points. He was 6 from 19 from the field and was 1 from 8 from three-pointers. This man cannot have another bad game like this or the Mavericks are in trouble. I still got the Mavericks winning this series. Moving on from the NBA playoffs, let's talk about the 76ers offseason. Now that Tobias Harris is gone, the 76ers are looking to either trade for Jimmy Butler or sign Paul George. I feel like the 76ers should try bringing back Jimmy Butler. We all know why the 76ers got rid of him in the first place. 76ers decided to keep Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler because he was young and had a lot of potential. until 2 years later he became scared to shoot the ball. I feel like Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, and Tyrese Maxey will be a scary trio in the league, especially come playoff time when playoff Jimmy shows up. I feel like if the 76ers kept Jimmy Butler over Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris, they would have won a championship by now. Even though Jimmy Butler's about to turn 35, he still has a lot of potential to bring back to the Sixers.
To Vucevic, averaging 16.5 per game. Embiid to Butler through the back door, and that's his first bucket as a six.
Now, in my opinion, I don't think the Sixers should sign Paul George. He's a decent player, but he goes missing when you need him the most. Paul George is mainly the reason why the Clippers lost to the Mavs in the first round. Leave a comment down below on who you think the Sixers should pick up in the offseason. Thank y'all so much for watching another episode of my podcast, and I hope y'all stay tuned in for the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it to your friends if you want to. And I will see you all in the next podcast. Have a good evening.